Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we got another playoff prediction video to discuss. We're looking at the conference finals and figuring out who's going to go to the Stanley Cup final. We'll go to all of that coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the Internet Talking Channel. Before we get into this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. Thank you all for your support. I'll never be able to without you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below and don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section below so we can all discuss today's video. Now, next we're going to do another playoff prediction video. Sorry my face is a little bit red. I got a little bit of a sunburn yesterday, but I'm still trekking through this right now. So we're going to do another playoff prediction video today. So in today's playoff prediction video, we're going to be looking at the conference final. And once again, we're going to be looking at how I did all my predictions in the second round. So first, we're going to break down game by game how the second round went. So first, the New York Rangers were playing the Carolina Hurricanes. It was a really interesting series. The Rangers were able to win game 1 4-3, really close title contested affair. Rangers will win game 2 4-3 in overtime, double overtime at that. It was another interesting and really cool game. Then the Rangers will win game 3 in overtime 3-2 after giving up late goal to tie it, but still, slim margins of error. It was still 3 straight wins for the Rangers. They're up 3-0. But then the Carolina Hurricanes were able to escape game 4 with a 4-3 win. Very good win there for the Hurricanes, who got a late winner. Then they won 4-1 in game 5 after scoring 4 goals in the third period. Looked really good. They're up 3-1 after 2 in game 6, looking to transcend to 7 and potentially complete the reverse sweep. But then bad stuff happened for them. They had a horrible third period and lost 5-3. So Rangers win 6 games. Interesting series there, but the President's Trophy winning team is on to the conference final for the first time since 2015. So interesting stuff there. Then we saw in the other Eastern series, the Panthers get absolutely smoked. I think it was either 5 or 6-1 in game 1. It was an awful performance there for Florida. In game 2, completely different story. They won 6-1 over the Bruins. Game 3, I think it was 6-2 that they beat the Bruins by. Game 4 was a low scoring and really close game. Finally a close game in this series, but it was the Panthers came with a 3-2 victory after being down 2-0. So the Panthers took a 3-1 lead. They had a chance to close out, were not able to. Bruins were able to take a 2-1 win in Florida to force it to game 6. But in game 6, even though they had a 1-0 lead, the Panthers would tie it and then win it extremely late, and the Panthers were able to win it in 6. So nice job for the Panthers, who are now going on to the conference final to face New York Rangers after beating the Bruins in 6. Going over to the Western side, we saw the Stars play Avalanche. Game 1, Dallas completely blows it. Dallas was up 3-0, lost 4-3 in overtime, so it was bad stuff there for Dallas. Dallas almost blew game 2 as well, but they were able to hold on. They were up to a 4-0 lead, won 5-3. Then the Stars wound up winning 4-1 over the Avalanche in game 3. And then they won 5-1 over the Avalanche in game 4. And it looked like the Stars were going to run away with it. But then the Avalanche were finally able to take their first regulation lead in the series. And they were able to come away with a 5-3 victory over the Dallas Stars in game 5. Forced it to a game 6. And we're up 1-0 to start. But the Stars were able to tie it and then in double overtime took the victory, as the Stars wound up being the Avalanche in 6 games. So bad stuff there for Colorado. And then between the Canucks and the Oilers, the all-Canadian second round matchup. In game 1, we saw the Canucks overcome a 4-1 deficit and we're down 4-2 at the end of the third to come back and beat the Oilers 5-4. Then we saw the Edmonton Oilers come out and have a really good second game. They were able to tie in the third and wound up winning in overtime to win 4-3 in overtime to tie up the series. Canucks would take a 2-1 series lead thanks to a 4-3 win over Edmonton. Then the Oilers were tied up with a late game heroics from Evan Bouchard to give them a 3-2 win and tie up the series at 2. Then the Canucks would get late game heroics from JT Miller to give them a 3-2 series lead after winning 3-2. Then we saw the Edmonton Oilers absolutely destroy the Canucks in game 6, 5-1, to send them to a game 7. And then yesterday in game 7, we saw Canucks wind up losing 3-2 to the Edmonton Oilers. So the Oilers do wind up winning in 7 games. So lots of interesting stuff there. So we had the Oilers winning in 7, Stars, Rangers, and Panthers winning in 6. So how did that compare to my predictions in the second round? Well, once I revisited my second round predictions, I predicted the Stars to win the series in 7. I got the team right, not the game amount right. It was the Stars in 6. So I'm a little bit off on that, but still not by much. And the Stars do wind up moving on, so I got that one right. I got the Rangers Canes series. I got the game amount right, but not the team right. I picked Canes in 6. It was Rangers in 6. So I'm a little bit surprised by that. I thought the Canes would have had a little more oomph to their team, but the Rangers do end up winning. So I'm half right on that. glad by getting the game out right. I said Panthers in 5. It was Panthers in 6. So the Bruins were able to get one more win than I thought they would be able to. But still, it was an intriguing series, and the Panthers do wind up coming away with it. So I still picked the right team. And then I had the Canucks winning in 6 games, and the Oilers wound up winning in 7. If the Canucks had won Game 6, I would have been completely right on that series. But instead, the Oilers win Game 6 and 7 and take away the series. So the Oilers do wind up winning in 7, and that is something that I was wrong about. So in my predictions, I got the Stars right, the Panthers right, the Rangers and Hurricanes game amount right, but I did not get the game amount right for 3 of the 4 series, and I didn't pick the Rangers or the Oilers to get to the conference final. So those were my predictions. Going over to the 2 conference final predictions. Now, first we got the Rangers and the Panthers. This is going to be an interesting series. These 2 teams both won their divisions this year. Panthers were 1 in the Atlantic Division. Rangers were 1 in the Metro Division and also won the President's Trophy for the best record in the league. So that's going to be an interesting series. For the Rangers and Panthers, this is going to be the second all-time meeting between these two franchises. Both teams met once before, back in the 1997 playoffs, where the New York Rangers were able to beat the Florida Panthers. So this is going to be the second all-time meeting. Rangers wound up beating the Panthers in 5 games. We'll see how this series goes. It's going to be an interesting series, but this will be the second all-time meeting between the New York Rangers and the Florida Panthers. If I had to pick who's better offensively, defensively, and in net, offensively between these 2 teams, I would say the Panthers have a little bit more scoring prowess. I know Rangers have a pretty good forward group with guys like Zibanejad, Kreider, Kakko, Lafreniere, Cooley, Wenberg, Roslovic. They have a lot of really good offensive weapons, but I think that the Panthers are a little bit more deeper right now, and their better players are just a little bit more better than the Rangers. So I'll give the slight edge right now to the Panthers on the offensive side. Defensively, I'll give the edge to the New York Rangers. I think the Rangers have a fantastic decor with guys like Miller, Trouba, Schneider, Lindgren, and Fox. And I think as much as the Panthers also have a pretty good decor with guys like Ekblad and Forsling and Montour, it's just not as good as the New York Rangers is right now. So I'm going to say the Rangers have the better defensive core. Goaltending-wise, these 2 goalies are extremely good. Both Shesterkin and Bobrovsky are fantastic goaltenders. But if I had to pick one at this point in time, I'd say Shesterkin slightly, because I still think Shesterkin is probably, at this point in time, the best goalie in the NHL. So saying that, I think the Rangers have the slight edge in nets, but only slight, because Bobrovsky has been fantastic ever since last year's playoffs. So I'm going to say that the Rangers have the slight edge in nets. I think the Rangers have the slight edge in net and in the defensive core, while the Panthers had the better offense. So those 2 are interesting things. And lastly, my predictions. Well, we've done decent so far on our predictions. I'm going to pick Panthers in 6 for this one. I think that the Rangers are a really good team. It would not overly surprise me if the Rangers came out and actually did win this series and got to the final, but I still believe in the President's Trophy curse. No team has been able to win the President's Trophy since 2012. I still think that the Rangers at some point will choke, and I think this could be the time. Plus, the Panthers, each time they've played the Boston Bruins in the playoff series, they've went to the Cup final. I'm going to say this happens again. They played them in 2023, lost to the Golden Knights, played them in 1996, lost to the Colorado Avalanche. I think they're going to go back to the Cup final. Maybe this time they don't lose the Stanley Cup final. So we'll have to wait and see exactly what happens there. But I do think that the Panthers will escape this series in 6 games to go on to their second consecutive Stanley Cup final appearance. So it'll be interesting to see, but that's my prediction on the Panthers and the Rangers. Going over to the Stars and the Oilers in the Western Conference final. Now for the Stars and the Oilers, this is another intriguing matchup. A lot of people were expecting this to be the conference final last year before Vegas beat Edmonton. This is the best team in the West and the best team in the Central, and the Dallas Stars, taking on an Edmonton Oilers team who was second in the Pacific Division this year. The only team who's not a division winner to be in the conference final, so that's going to be the Oilers and the Stars. This is going to be the 9th all-time meeting between the Dallas Stars and the Edmonton Oilers. Now, the first 2 meetings were as the Minnesota North Stars, where in 84 the Minnesota North Stars lost to Edmonton, and in 91 they beat Edmonton. So they do have history as both being Dallas and Minnesota, but then ever since then, 97 Edmonton beat Dallas, but then 98, 99, 2000, and 2001, the Stars beat the Oilers. So the Stars beat the Edmonton Oilers for 4 consecutive seasons after facing off against them in the playoffs 5 consecutive consecutive times. And then the Edmonton Oilers also lost to the Dallas Stars in 2003, but they haven't met up since in the playoffs. So this is going to be the first meeting in 21 years between the Stars and the Edmonton Oilers. So it'll be interesting to see who ends up coming away with this one. And Dallas has won majority of them 6 times in the previous history. Dallas has been able to beat Edmonton. So interesting stuff there. So we'll have to wait and see exactly how that series goes. If you want me to see who's the better offensively, defensively, and in net, offensively, sort of like I did in the second round series with the Dallas Stars, I have to give the edge to the Edmonton Oilers, given the fact they have McDavid and Draisaitl. But top to bottom, I think Dallas has the much deeper and better offense. So I'll give the slight edge to Edmonton because I can't go against Draisaitl and McDavid. But I think that Dallas, top to bottom, can get way more offensive contributions from a lot more different places than the Edmonton Oilers could ever. So I think that the Stars do have a deeper offense, but with the capabilities of McDavid and Draisaitl, I'm going to say the Oilers have the slight edge on that forward group. Defensively, I don't think it's even close. Dallas has the way better defense. They have Heiskanen, Lindell, Suter, Tanev's been working out fantastically for them. Harley's been a great addition. Top to bottom, they have a fantastic defense, whereas Edmonton has a mediocre defense at best. I mean, Bouchard and Ekholm is a really good pair. Nurse is good at times, but besides that, they really don't have a whole bunch of really good defensive players on the defensive core. So I'm going to say Dallas ends up having the edge on the defensive end. And in net, I think it's quite simply put that Jake Onger is way better of a goaltender than either Stuart Skinner or Calvin Pickard. Skinner and Pickard are decent goaltenders, but they're nowhere near to the level Onger is as like a top 10, top 15 goaltender in the NHL right now. So at this point in time, I'd say the Stars have the much better goaltending situation and have the edge in net. So with that all being said, my prediction here is going to be interesting. I think that Dallas is a really good team. Edmonton showed me that they were able to get past Vancouver, which I thought they weren't going to be able to. But I think that there's a very likely chance that the Stars do end up taking this series in short fashion. I don't like what I saw with Edmonton. They did not have a really good compete level, even almost blowing game 7 against the Vancouver Canucks team who had a third-string goaltender in, who's a rookie, and also did not have Brock Besser. So that doesn't bode well for me for a Dallas team who's been resting up and is going to be raring to go for the conference final. So in my opinion, I'm going to take Dallas in 5 games. I know that might be a little bit of a shock to some people, but I think Dallas is going to make quick work of the Edmonton Oilers. They did not look good for me over in the second round, and Dallas is a completely different beast than Vancouver is. So in my opinion, I think Dallas is going to make short work of Edmonton and advance to the Cup final, and that's my prediction as of right now. So if my predictions go correct, we'd have a Dallas Stars Florida Panthers Stanley Cup final, which is exactly what I predicted in the second round. And if this does happen, my predictions really quickly here. First, now I'll give you my predictions on this. So better offense, I would say it has to go to Florida. Really good top to bottom offense, just like Dallas, but I think their better players are a tiny bit better than Dallas's. So I would say Florida has a better offense. Defensive wise, both teams have really good defenses. I'd say Dallas have the slight edge with Harley, Heiskanen, Tanev, Lindell, Suter. I think the Stars will have a slight edge defensively. And in net, I would say that the Panthers do have the slight edge. I think Bobrovsky at this point in time is a tiny bit better than Onger, but only tiny bit. So I give the Panthers a slight edge in net. In my opinion, at this point in time, I would say the Panthers probably win the Stanley Cup in 6 games over the Dallas Stars. And I would say that the Panthers are finally able to win their first ever Stanley Cup. So that's my predictions right now. Panthers winning the first ever Stanley Cup final after beating the Stars in the Cup final. So that's my predictions as of right now with all the stuff that has happened. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comment section below. What do you think about all the stuff that has happened? Were any surprises to you in the second round? And what do you think about the third and fourth rounds? Do you agree with my Panthers Stars Cup final predictions with the Panthers winning the Cup? And if not, I'd love to hear your guys' opinion who you think will be the Cup final this year. Definitely. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. So I'm going to talk about for today. Until like this video. And if you'd like to subscribe down below, thank you all for your support. I'm able to without you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget the subscribe button down below. And don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section below so you can also listen to this video. Also a blog talking about news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that. So if you check that out, I'll leave a link to that in the description below. And I kind of see you guys all for the next video. See you guys soon.